Hello everyone, Amir here. I want to thank you for joining me, especially to all the new subscribers. Um, I think I'm up to like 30 or something, so 31. Yeah, 31. Um, that's pretty cool. I'm at the point that it's actually very exciting. So thank you. Um, Today I'm going to talk a bit more about anatomy. It's a huge subject, so it's gonna be, I think, this video and one more about anatomy. Today we're gonna start drawing anatomy in action. We're gonna start with some very easy poses that will use the information I talked about last time, um, and we're gonna build from there. I hope you'll enjoy the video. I hope it helps you clear some things up with your drawing techniques. Um, and if you have questions, you can ask me the questions in the comments, and I'll be more than happy to answer. Because really, this is what it's all about. If I can help anyone with their drawings and make it easier for someone, then that's that's awesome for me. So let me know, and let's start drawing. Thank you. I would like to start with the continuation of what we did last week, or earlier this week. The line that will determine the height of the character we're drawing, divided into three equal lengths. The top one is the torso and ends with in the pelvis, and the second one ends with the knees, and the third one is the feet, and the head is above it. So this is like a very basic, here we go, the basic human form in proportions, the way I know it. Now, the shoulder and the pelvis, especially where the hips, not hips, the thighs are coming from, are like pivot points. So when you want to, let's have him do a high kick, then I can assume that the knee cannot get further from the pivot point. If it's straight out, then this will be as far as the knee can go, and the foot can't go farther from this. So if I want to draw him kicking, and for balance, the hand will go, the arm will go backwards. So this is like the basic, if the character is facing exactly towards us, either from the profile or the front, then it's really easy to realize where the pivot points are, and like draw the limbs accordingly. So if he's like kicking up from the front, this leg will go here, and I can actually use the shoulder line to determine where the knee will go, and something like this, the head, and the arms, that the hand will be adjacent to the middle of the thigh. I can add some volume. And that's really the basics. Now, if, let's say, for example, the figure is crawling on her hands and knees, then I can do the same line, only break it. These three equal lengths are again the torso and belly, the pelvis, the thigh, and the leg. And the arm, here's a little trick for you guys. When the hand is not as the farthest away it can be, I mean, from the shoulder, you can just draw it where it is, like let's say it's gonna be here on the ground, and then you just draw the length of the arm. Now, how exactly to draw it? Obviously not like this, or this is too much. It'll take a bit of trial and error, but sooner or later you're gonna realize when you got the lengths right or wrong. Just be patient with yourself and give yourself some time. These things really do take some time. So here's a figure crawling. So this is like the basics. Here are some more anatomy poses using the same three-part rule. And again, these are very, very good if the object is facing us, like the human being we're drawing, I mean. You are not objects. So that's the woman this time. So in order to add some more, make the pose more dynamic, I can draw the lines not adjacent, I think that's how you say it, and this will make the body seem more angled, and it'll make it more dynamic and interesting to the eye. And again, this may look weird or like it's such a small change, but you won't believe how much our subconscious picks up. Okay, so let's give it one leg in front of the other. Now, how did I know where to draw this back leg? I'm just making arcs. The arcs are very important. We'll learn more about them when we animate, but I have my three parts, so I know where most things should be. Like the hand would be here if she would be standing straight, so I can, I don't know, draw some lines to help me ascertain, that's a big word, where everything should be. And even if I make changes later on, nobody's perfect. Even the best pros in the world change and rechange and fix stuff on the go. Just let it happen. You're not perfect. You'll never be perfect. And that's awesome. Let's say, so I want to have her hand up to here, her arm, I mean. And again, how do I know the length of this part? Because it's the same as this part. So it's easy to gauge, and the fingers will be here. And here's a pose that's not as straightforward or simple. Another one. Just try it. Okay, no, it may seem confusing perhaps, I don't know. It took me a long time to get to the point where I'm feeling somewhat confident with it. So, you know, just roll with it, and let's do someone who's on his knees with his hands up, like in a kind of Full Metal Jacket Y kind of pose. So broad shoulders means it's a guy, and this is the pelvis, and because the legs are more apart, then the knees will be a bit above the line they're supposed to be. I'm gonna draw the volume of the leg, and this part is trial and error, really. Or, of course, very, very important, look at reference, even do the pose yourself in the mirror and look at it, or ask someone to do it. Now, when the head is up, it looks a bit like this. You can see the neck is exposed. It's something like this. And the arms are up. How do I know? The elbow is about at this point. And this is my pivot point, I mean. It's weird listening to myself. So the elbow should be around here. And again, I know that when the arms are up, then the shoulders kind of almost touch the face, because I drew this pose before and I remember, and I did it myself, and the hands go backwards. So then I have to actually draw the fingers, because that sucks. We'll talk about fingers later. That's a weird sentence, but there you go. Okay. So here are some more dynamic poses, but again, all of these are the character facing us. Can you see all of it? Yeah, I think you do. One who's smaller, maybe this one's a kid, so let's make it running to the side. So the pelvis is around here. And again, these arcs are for you to practice. Obviously, they're not really a part of the final drawing, and they are just for you to make sure you draw things at the right length. Again, this is the same length as this, so it's easy to understand where it'll end. Now, when we run, again, this is more animation stuff, the arm that's above the leg that's going forward will go backwards for balance. That's how people run. Again, I have this, and from the middle of the thigh, this. Here we go, making adjustments, and the head. And again, a more dynamic pose, like being in action. Okay, so next I want to talk about how to draw the body in motion in 3D space. And for that, we're going to need the new page, obviously. And here's the thing. You need to, you draw the line, always draw the line. This time it can be straight, it can be curved. This is like an action line. I urge you very much to look up action line and animation, and you'll see some very, very good examples. So this is essentially the line the body takes, the main mass of the body takes, and because it's in perspective, or like in 3D space, we can like divide it into three, but it'll be more problematic because the parts that are closer to us will obscure the view of the parts that are further away. For example, and this time I don't draw in lines, I draw in cylinders, because most of the body mass is cylinders. The torso is cylinder, the arms, the legs, everything is cylinder. Even the head, it makes it easier if you draw it as a cylinder. It's in the beginning. Okay, so here is a torso. Here is a pelvis. The legs will come out of this. And because it looks like he's falling, then the feet will point up to where he came from. And something like this. The head still looks up because that's where he came from, and he's dragging behind the mass of the body, which is leading the action. And let's say one arm is here and the other is here. This is more advanced because you need to have a feeling for the proportions of what you're drawing. And again, do not be afraid to work things over, make mistakes, look at reference. Here's maybe a harsh truth. I'm going to talk about a little bit about the mindset of an artist. Many artists see it as cheating. Many beginner artists see it as cheating to look at reference or even maybe trace photographs and stuff like that. The actual truth or reality of it is nobody cares about your process, only the end result. So unless the end result looks very suspiciously like something else, then you did a good job. And I've seen like an artist, a professional concept artist, struggle with a pose, taking a picture of himself in a mirror doing the same pose, uploading that photograph into Photoshop, like a drawing program, and tracing it on the figure he already drew, and actually make it, and the end result looks nothing like him. It doesn't matter that he took a picture and traced it of himself. It just looks good. It looks natural because, you know, it was a natural pose. So don't be afraid. Don't feel guilty. That guilt is your enemy for progress. We're going to talk about how to use reference and how to collect reference. And you should definitely start having reference folders on your computer and stuff like that. We're going to talk about it. But I have a need to show you how to draw stuff first. So these cylinders, I feel it's a bit maybe too advanced. Look, the first stage would be able to draw this thing right here, in all kind of angles and poses. Like try and make it like this. Now try and make it facing you a bit more. Now imagine that's a torso, or a leg, or an arm. If you can do that, it's only a matter of time before you can do this. Okay, so let's do, I don't know, someone's like doing a Superman pose, like flying. So something like this. And I'm actually going to use this for it because most of his body is straight. So here's the torso and the pelvis. I'm drawing it the same way I drew it when it was facing exactly towards us, but this time I'm making it cylinders instead of just lines. One leg, even the legs are close to one another. The head is obscuring the top of the body, bones here, neck, which is obviously a cylinder. And because I'm not immediately sure where the arms would go, I draw them as lines. Why lines? Because lines are very easy to fix, and they give me all the information I need. So if this is the length, and again I can do something like this to make sure it looks closer to what I want it to. Here's first cylinder. Nope, too short. And the second cylinder, I'm using the first arm as reference, and sort of the fisting. If you're having problems drawing the hands, which are extremely tricky and will take a long time to actually be extremely proficient in, you can start by drawing a trapezoid and having these lines out there. And again, it takes a bit of time to realize if it's too short or too long. Better too long than too short, actually. And then you just give them some mass. You can divide them if you want, and you'll be fine. You'll be more than fine. You'll be great. And oops, and that's, I don't know, cake maybe. That's the basics of it. All you have to do now is practice your buttocks off, I guess. Sorry for the language. And you'll see that every drawing you make is a bit better. And don't be afraid to make mistakes. Don't be afraid to try stuff. And your things will look amazing in no time. But we're not aiming at amazing just yet. We're aiming at better than before. Better than before is our goal for now. If you try something new, then it's always a process, unless you're extremely talented or lucky. And you know, it takes time, but eventually, because it does have sense and you can use reference and everything, then it's just a matter of time before you're great at it. And then the next challenge awaits. The process of learning never ends. But it's fun, so, you know. So, cylinders are your friends. And we're going to stop for now. I'm going to make another video about non-human anatomy. Probably in the beginning of next week. And we'll combine stuff. And next will be like me summarizing everything we learned and putting it together so you can see how everything works together, because our main goal is to actually create professional level stuff at our own level, obviously, and getting better and better. Not bitter, better. I'm sorry for my English. So, you know, just have fun, try stuff. Feel free to ask me questions in the comments. I would love to answer. I would love to help you out, like, practically, personally. And yeah, I mean, it would be a privilege. So, you know, help me to help you. Oh, God. Yeah, I'm gonna stop for now. Thank you so much for joining me. This video is already very long, but I just wanted to add a quick thing. I wanted to say thank you. 50 subscribers is huge. Yesterday I had 30, which was a very pleasant surprise. Yes, I'm still wearing the same sweater because that's my I need to go to sleep but I won't sweater, which I wear at night when I do work, because it's warm and snuggly. Thank you. Subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with other people who might benefit from this video or enjoy my ramblings. And again, thank you for joining me. It's gonna be an awesome journey. You'll see. We're gonna do some amazing stuff. Just hang on. See you really soon.